Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to lesson number 6, Surface Ocean Currents. And this is ESRT page 4. Now, behind me, you see ESRT, or the reference table, page 4, and you see a whole bunch of arrows that represent the direction of movement on Earth's oceans, the 7 oceans of the world. Now, why are oceans moving? What are these currents? And why do scientists study them? Here's a look at ESRT page 4. And the name of this map is Surface Ocean Currents. Now, we can see that the gray areas here on the map are continents, okay? And then the rest, or the white areas, are oceans. Now, there are arrows pointing where the oceans are in different directions. And on the bottom here, there's a key. Okay. And we've color-coded this for you here. The red one arrows means that they're warm currents. And the blue arrows mean that they're cool currents. What that means is that warm currents is just warm water. Cool currents is cool or cold water. Okay, so a current is any fluid, such as air or water, that is going to move in kind of like a circular direction, like a swirl, like a whirlpool, for example. That would be an example. So as you can see, for example, here in the Pacific Ocean, you have this current. Okay, there's a warm current. Okay, warm water moving around and moving around in a circle. And then you got some cold current, okay, moving around as a circle as well. The reason why all these currents around the world, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, are moving in circles, because our world is round. That's one circle, round. And our world is also spinning or rotating on its own axis. And with that being said, because it's rotating, the fluids on Earth, fluids being oceans and air, are going to move in these circular patterns, and we call those circular patterns currents. Now, let's take a look, for example, at North America, Western North America, where California is, right here where I indicated in yellow. Right next to California, there is a current, a cool current called the California current. And by the way, each one of these currents is named. Now, the water next to an area has the ability to affect the air next to an area. And what that means is that if you have cold water next to an area, that means you're going to get cold air next to an area. In other words, cold weather next to an area. And because the current is always there, it doesn't change, the California current is always going to bring cold waters to this coastal area of California. That means the air around it is going to cool off. It's going to bring cool air to the western coast of California. Let's take a look at another example. Let's take a look at Australia, the continent of Australia. All right. And east is going to be here on the right side. How is the eastern coast of Australia going to be affected by the ocean currents next to it? But let's take a look right here. East Australia current. What kind of current is it? It is a warm current. So what's going to happen? East Australia's current is going to be a little bit warmer. The weather there, or the air there, is going to be a bit warmer. Why? It's because the East Australian current is a warm current, as indicated by the map. Okay, and that's going to bring warm air to the eastern coast of Australia. Okay, let's do another one. Okay, let's take a look at Western South America, which is right here. Peru, Argentina, these countries right here. Okay, Western South America. What current is there next to Western South America that influences it? Right here. It's called the Peru the Peru current. What kind of current is it? Warm or cold? It's a cool current. So how is the weather going to be affected? It's going to become a little bit cooler. So the weather in Peru or Western South America is going to be affected. It's going to be a little bit cooler because of the ocean current that is next to it. Now, that weather we're talking about, that air throughout the year over a long period of time, weather over a long period of time, we're going to call that climate. Okay? So the climates of certain locations on Earth are affected by the ocean currents that are next to them. And that only works for coastal climates. So the coastal, the word coastal, okay, means next to water. Coastal, next to water. So what are places next to water or next to an ocean? Western South America, North America, Eastern North America next to water, South America, these places here next to water. These are all coastal. Now, let's take a look at Asia, coastal. Well, what's the opposite of coastal? The opposite of coastal are inland areas. Inland, inside land. Now, if you take a look at Asia, all this area in the middle is going to be inland. And the places by the ocean are going to be coastal. So coastal versus inland. Here's another rule. Coastal locations or locations by the water are going to have more moderate climates. It means that it's not going to get too cold or too warm throughout the year. On the other hand, inland climates, inland, okay, or locations that are inland are going to have more extreme climates. Extreme climate. That means that the temperature throughout the year is going to drop a lot and it's going to rise a lot. Okay, it's going to change a lot throughout the year. So here we got two cities in the United States. We got Phoenix, Arizona, which is inland, further away from the ocean. Then we got San Diego, California, which is right next to the ocean. Okay, so we got coastal here and inland over here. Which one of these cities will have a more moderate climate? Well, San Diego is going to have a more moderate climate because it's next to the water. On the other hand, this will have a more extreme climate because it is more inland. It's further away from the water. Here it is one more time. Phoenix, Arizona, the temperature range. Now we're talking about the temperature range. Inland climates. We got 48 in Phoenix versus in the wintertime, which versus 92 in the summertime. Inland climate, more extreme. On the other hand, San Diego, the lowest temperature throughout the year is 56 versus the highest temperature throughout the year, which is 75. Which one has the higher range in temperatures? It's Phoenix. From 48 to 92 is a bigger difference than from 56 to 75. So inland climates are more extreme and they have a higher range in temperature versus coastal climates, which are less extreme, they're more moderate and have a lower range in temperatures throughout the year. Here's an example. Which city, Virginia Beach or Springfield, will have a more moderate climate throughout the year? Or which city will have a lower range in temperature throughout the year? The answer is Virginia Beach, the coastal city, moderate. Inland, extreme. Thank you all for watching, and please complete the Edpuzzle and answer the questions that follow.